Ladies and gentlemen et al., this is Odeco and welcome to Blueprints. So I'm super excited about this. I've been hearing tons of great things about it. Everybody's been raving about how fun this is. I have, for the most part, managed to dodge almost anything about this. So I've probably seen like 45 seconds of gameplay total. I know barely anything about it. I know it's a procedurally generated puzzle game, which sounds so up my alley. I love roguelikes. I love puzzle games, so just seems perfect. And I've heard great things, so I'm really excited to jump in here. So let's check it out. Totally, almost as blind as you could be playthrough going in here. Very excited. I'm not even familiar with the studio that put it together. I don't know if I'm familiar with any of their other games.
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me.
Love the art style. It's probably not like correct to call it cell shaded, but it definitely has that cell shaded feel. Bold outlines on things.
My dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
Blueprints. Cool, so we are trying to claim our inheritance here. Gotta find the 46th room. You know, media really would lead you to believe that the distant relative that leaves untold fortunes to some random 14th cousin is going to be a bigger trope in the real world than I believe is actually the case. Cool. In the entrance room here. My video game brain is telling me to immediately run out the front door and check what's behind me, but I'm going to read this letter first. Open only in the event of my death. Welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. So, you may not remember. Does this mean the last time we saw this guy was when we were like so young that we weren't forming memories yet? And he's like, oh, this 3-year-old. I have a good feeling about him. He can solve my puzzle. That's that's a bold assumption to make, but let's see how it goes. That said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring attention to. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools or items may not be taken off the estate. You may not stay overnight. Interesting. I wonder if that means there's like a time mechanic, or some limit on how long we can spend investigating. I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it's very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the success of the previous days. Oh, maybe this is the justification for the randomization element. One final word of advice: do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. Yeah, it sounds like it. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, "Don't go where the path leads. Abandon the path and go where you want it to lead." Got it. Blueprint of some sort. The almost titular blueprint. The Mount Holly solve is a useful map. Okay, tab. Got it. So we have entrance hall, antechamber, inventory, call it a day. Let me look at the controls really quick. Stroll, soft toggle or hold. Cool, seems pretty simple, which is nice for a puzzle game. Okay, yeah. It's a very mild run here. I keep trying to press E to look at things, but it doesn't. Just seems to be click. Searching the estate can be exhausting. Each time you enter a room, you will lose one footprint. When you no longer have any footprints left, you will be too tired to continue searching the manor and must call it a day. I am a fan of when something is kind of limited like this. I appreciate that it's not really time gated or anything. It's like you have a limited number of actions, so you can spend a while considering what you want to do. That's nice. I appreciate that. Obviously, that doesn't work for every game, but for like a puzzle game like this, it seems more appropriate that you can spend as long as you want in any individual room. It's just when you move to the next room that it'll... That one's locked there. Anything in here? I'm not totally clear how much it's like a pixel hunt. I don't seem to be able to step over the tiniest step ever. That's all right. Like, I don't know if I have to keep my eyes peeled for like, a tiny little clue in every single bush, or it seems to be blocked off. Just kind of want to understand. There's a visible wall there. Cool endless abyss off to the side. Oh, there's something down there. This is kind of Dark Souls vibes, only in the sense of like these sort of endless, like huge cliff faces, but then there's like a level in the distance that you can see that I'm sure we will be able to access. Not that Dark Souls is the only game that does it, but something about that expanse there made me feel like it. Okay, and we have a catacomb down here. Okay, maybe I'll be blocked off. Can I light the torch or anything? Yeah, okay. So presumably I will understand what to do with those a little later. Yeah, what does this feel like? This feels a little bit like when you're in the deep root depths and you're like looking out across the endless expanse and you see Lordran and Orlando and the Undead Berg and stuff across the big gap, because you can see things like along the cliff face. It's like, okay, I need to go there and there and there to get where you're going. All right, so I think we are being given... Doesn't seem like there's too much you can interact with in this room, so maybe the things you can interact with will be pretty obvious. Are these doors locked? Is the... okay. So I get to choose what's behind here. If I choose bedroom, Oh, why am I down to 48? Did I miss for some reason why I'm not at 49? So bedroom will replenish my footsteps, which seems good. I'm not too worried about that right away. It seems like I have plenty. Let's start off with closet because I want to, it'll limit my the possibility space. Got some keys in here. Found the silver key. Unlocking a door with a silver key leads to a room with many doors. Okay. Nothing else. Yeah, it seems like it's not quite a pixel hunt game. So is there any difference because this one doesn't have a keyhole? So I wonder what that means. Guest bedroom plus 10. So the bedrooms seem to give you more footsteps. I don't know what the puzzle piece means. Let's do parlor. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. Okay, we're going to get some sort of clue here, presumably. You had pressed me to write the particulars of this game. So if we see 3 boxes of different colors. You pressed me to write the particulars of this game when I found the time. I've included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend, Monsieur Lowry. There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box has a prize within. The other 2 are always empty. Got it. One always tells the truth. One always tells the lies. No, not sure about the third one. Could be anything. And then only one of them will have a prize in it. Could probably remember that. Wind-up key. Does this count? Oh, a component of the parlor game. It does not count as one of the Zelda small keys that I have up in the corner. Okay, so that apple gave me 2 footsteps. Oh, here we go. Okay, I didn't see this. So here's the parlor game, presumably. The black box contains gems. This box and the blue box are empty. All 3 boxes are empty. So this one has to be a lie because it said that it says one will always have a prize and the other 2 will be empty. So this one has to be a lie. So one of these 2 is telling the truth. If this one is telling the truth, okay. So if this one is telling the truth, that means that these 2 are empty. This one has gems. That's fine because this one's a lie. No, because if this one's telling the truth, then this also has to be telling the truth. I guess it could have a prize that's not gems, but I'm not going to focus on that. So this one has to be telling the truth. No, but then if this is telling the truth, then this would also be the truth. Okay, so Okay, got it. All right, let me double check the rules one more time, but I think I might understand this. There must be at least one box which displays only true. One box which displays only false. Only one box has a prize. The other 2 are empty. So I think this is false, but only in the sense that it's not gems inside the black box. Because if this is false and this is true and this is false, then that logically works. Because if this is true, then it means there is something in the black box. It just isn't gems. Whereas if we think that this is the true one, no, I guess it doesn't say that only one thing is true. It says at least one is true. Yeah, okay, so it says at least one is true. But either way, if either of these are true, then the prize is in the black. Whereas this one can't be true. This has to be false. So I'm going to open this one. There we go. Okay. Got it. I will say this skated by minimum possible quantity for that to be considered gems. And I cannot retract the key back out. Cool. All right, puzzle number 1. I'm pleased with that. Let's move on. I don't know what we want to do with the gems. I guess also let me back out. Okay, so as soon as I click on this menu, I can't back out. Let's check the tab. Okay, so we presumably are making our way towards the antechamber. Usually antechamber's the first room in the house, so I don't know why it's always at the back, but that's fine. So I guess that's something to consider with these different rooms. I wonder if I pick hallway, will I be limited to a room that has openings on both the bottom and the right so that it matches up with the entrance hall? That'd be interesting to see. Let's test this. Let's do hallway. It also gives us another door to build off of if we need it. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. I still don't... Oh, okay, so did I... No, I had one key to begin with. I still don't know what this key means. Because it seems like even if the door had a lock on it, I was able to build whatever I wanted behind it. But I possibly had 2 keys and I just missed that tick down, so I'll have to pay attention to that. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. Okay. That is interesting that I feel like I get to decide what's in the west wing and what's in the east wing. I may need to... Oh, okay, so none of these... All of these will block off this door with the entrance hall, so I guess that it does not matter. Interesting. Also, it seems like these doors, or these rooms, are not like permanently oriented north and south. It's just like whichever direction I'm facing is how these rooms are oriented. Corridor is always left unlocked. Spare room, guest bedroom. I don't want to block myself off. That seems to be maybe something to keep in mind, is that the bedrooms are like a dead end, so they give you footsteps, but they're a dead end, which is interesting. Does not seem like there's anything in here I can interact with. Let's go back and check out what is going on with this door now. Okay, so this is blocked off because I made those decisions. Yeah, so I've hemmed myself in a little bit. I have 2 more places to build. I don't seem to have any control over which 3 rooms are going to appear as options. So I have to take advantage of things as I get them. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so if I put the den here, it will let me proceed towards the antechamber. Whereas both of these will... Did I miss something? Oh, is it? Hold on. I'm going to do the den. Am I okay, I was thinking every time I created a new room it took away a footstep, but my number has ticked down more than I thought. So I'm going to test this out here. Okay, got it. Well, that was a waste, but it's not a waste cuz I got information. So I need to... My footsteps tick down every time I enter a new room, not when I like first open it. Interesting. Because I just looked, I was like, I thought was in the mid-40s and I'm down to the mid-30s. It was caused by checking all that. Okay, so it is 10:05. Oh, but the clock is moving relatively fast. Interesting. 4 stars, spiral staircase, 10:05 there as well. That's interesting. The hands are moving, but the pendulum is not. Don't know if that's relevant. Is this another gem? 10:05. Is there a Oh, well, this one, the pendulum is moving. All the clocks seem to be matched up. It's like a lockbox here. So this door is also blocked off because I've sort of hemmed myself in. Yeah, now that I know that the steps deplete more frequently, I'm going to try and get a bedroom. Ooh, but if I do the bedroom, I've hemmed myself off. Okay, I'm going to do this one because it doesn't hem me off. And this seems to... Can I... Is this silly? Can I just do this? Oh, but okay. But leaving and coming back in evens you out. You get 2 total. It makes sense. Interesting. Let me double check. I know I already checked the controls. I'm going to check it one more time. Oh, room directory. I have not been pressing that. Let's see what room directory is. Okay, so this is just a description of what each of the rooms are. Tells you how many times you've drafted it. Antechamber. This mysterious sealed room, resting on the 9th rank, may prove, however, still quite an initial challenge to even reach, let alone enter. Still, you can't help but draw a connection between this chamber and room 46. I don't know where I got that information, but... Oh, maybe because it's in this list right before room 46? Mysterious room... Got it. Red rooms, shops, green rooms. Don't know what any of those are. Greetings from Reddington. Okay. Yeah, I'm still getting my grasp a little bit on like what I need to be on the lookout for and what all is interactable. This was interactable, but I don't... She's wearing like a moon necklace. That might be important. The art all seems to be like interesting and specific, but not... So far, I haven't had anything that calls upon that knowledge. I'm going to... I can leave here because it'll get the steps back when I come back in. This one was interesting because this looks like a lockbox of some sort, but doesn't seem like I can interact with it immediately. None of these books are. Yeah. So, trying to keep an eye out there. Let's keep going here. Whenever you enter, lose a coin. I don't have any coins. So that doesn't seem... I don't know if that matters. The Nook would block me off. That would not be ideal. The chapel's the best shape, and I don't have any coins. So I'm going to do chapel. Let's see what happens. I didn't lose a gem, so gem is not equivalent to coin. Very pretty. Anything in any of the pews? Okay, this will be good piece of information. If I click here, will the key, so this is where I want to go. Will the keys tick down because this door has a lock on it? That is the question. Gem requirement to go through courtyard. I think that's what I want to do because that'll give me 2 doors to work with, and I have gems. Yeah, these will both lock me off. Interesting. Okay, so I went through there and the key, I still have the key. So I still don't know why some of the doors have keyholes and others don't. And what that meant, that note that said rooms in the west wing are more likely to be locked. I'm not sure what that means. Once again, the tiny wall here blocking me off. Oh, that was pick upable. Interesting. Can shatter padlocks on locked trunks. How do I access that? I don't... Oh. So that tells me what items I have, but I'm like, I kind of want to go back to the den and see if that's a locked trunk, but that would mean I would lose one, gain two, or sorry, gain one total, lose one, gain one, lose one. So okay, wait, let me calculate that again. -1, +1, 0, +1, 0. It would only cost me one step to go and try that, so I'm going to do it because I'm very curious about what's up with this. It just feels like something I... Is this not a locked trunk here? I guess that makes sense. It would be. That doesn't really look like a padlock, and that would be a very small box to hit with a sledgehammer. Got it. Okay. Glad I gained the information at least. And I only lost one step of doing it. So one thing I might do, I might save going forward and go off to the side here and see if I can get that bedroom that gives me +10. Oh, that's fun. I don't know what the stars are, but that gives me a key. I don't know what keys do. This doesn't... Presumably this has some information in it, but it doesn't tell me that any reason why I'd want that. I don't know. I guess let's do lavatory because I'm curious why I would want lavatory. And the answer is potentially you don't want it, which would be good information. Yeah, that it appears to be that the answer was you don't want it. Maybe, well, HSS isn't going to be useful because that's... My uncle's name is like Herbert Sinclair, so it's just what his name is. All right. Wasted that one. View inventory of... Oh, we're definitely doing this one because it's both has the best door layout and I wanna get that information. Oh, cutscene. Get to see my character. Oh, I didn't realize I was a nerd. With my little vest on. It said he wrote his will in 1993, so a little late to be still using tape computers, pops. Time to get with the times. You can afford an endless abyss in your backyard and a magic mansion that rearranges rooms, but you can't buy an Apple II. Hey, where's that camera? Interesting. Magic invisible cameras, or am I just missing it? Maybe it's in the vent, I guess. That's funny. Okay. What else can I do in here? Blue memos equal true. Red memos equal lies. Oh. Well, unfortunately, I don't... The red one we saw before said doors in the west wing are... It either said more likely or less likely to be locked. So I'm not sure. But I guess I'll keep that in mind in the future. Interesting. I mean, unless this is also a lie. Always possibility. Broken lever. Okay. Haven't seen anything to do with that yet, I don't believe. Okay, but I will... I don't want to go... that would waste all my steps to go back and find that note again, unfortunately. But I will keep that in mind. Also, I haven't found a locked door yet, so I don't really know what that means. Presumably, I just need to use one of my Zelda small keys on it when I find one. U.S. State Inventory, keycard system, login to network. Let's check all these out. Following is a detailed list of items currently in the house that have yet to be collected. I mean, so far, none of them have been remotely hidden. So, I'm not surprised by that. I don't know why that's useful. Maybe there are rooms where they are well hidden. I guess the puzzle box, I presumably could have messed that up, and maybe that would... Or, other puzzles like that in the future. Security doors are doors within the state that can only be unlocked with an electronic keycard. Keycard system's currently operational. System settings, security level medium, offline mode locked. Okay. I don't know if this has repercussions. If a monster is going to attack me at any point in this game, maybe I'll come to regret that. What is the security level? I'm unclear. If I'm the only one here and I'm trying to make my way through the mansion, I don't know why I would not want it to be as easy to get around as possible. Maybe I'm making a misguided change here, but maybe this is like the benefit for finding the security room, is you get to decrease the security. Although I don't know why you'd have the option of increasing security. So that's a little questionable. Login in network. We do not know that. Cool. Oh, I missed these here. Perfect. Effective. Oh, scribbled out here. Does look like it starts with an S. Effective the first week of December, payroll for all live-out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. Your attendance will no longer be registered at morning roll call. It is doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out at one of the electronic computer terminals on the estate. Two of these terminals can be found at security and in the laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed as always to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage. Terminal password, something with an S. This one's a lie. Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked and access levers are no longer required to grant entry. Okay, so I found the broken lever, and if we're trusting what's on that notepad, presumably the antechamber will be locked and we will need... So this one is probably true. Keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate will also be more likely to be locked as you progress north. Yeah, we still have not found a locked door, which is interesting. Read this one more time. So if this is a lie, presumably both these statements are incorrect. So it's set to lock and you do need access levers. Although it could be a lie and only one of those statements is incorrect, but that wouldn't really make sense. Let's go this way. This door is locked, so I can use my Zelda small key. I can use the special silver key I already picked up. Got it. So this one didn't even have a lock on the outside. So I guess the door itself doesn't really give you any information on whether the door will be locked. And if I exit this, I wonder if I can come back to it. Okay, good. I was just worried because earlier when I clicked on a door that wasn't locked, I wasn't able to back out. Do we want to use let's use the small key. More likely. I don't know why I would want red rooms. Let's do a laboratory. So there's a computer terminal in here. This machine requires additional power piped in from the boiler room. This card is neither blue nor red. So I need to make a boiler room to turn on this machine. Got it. Okay. Starting to understand some of these puzzles. Or not understand the puzzles, but understand the possibility space for what a puzzle can ask of you. Okay, so presumably this is related to this machine. It has an arrow pointing to it. This seems to be kind of random science jargon. So do I need to know which elements these boxes correspond to and then put them in that order? Hydrogen, third. That's calcium, eighth. Neon, 12th. I definitely don't know all those down at the bottom off the top of my head. I'd have to. I mean, presumably I don't have to just like look up a periodic table. That would be kind of a silly puzzle. Effective immediately, electronic mail can only be accessed via the security terminal. But then this is a lie. So it can be accessed from other computers? Okay. Experiment setup. In the laboratory, you are free to experiment by testing and combining different mechanics to create an original and unique house feature that will last until the end of the day. Whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, permanently add 1 gold to your allowance. Set your steps to 40. When you draft a red room, lose 5 steps and then set your steps to 40. That seems pretty good. Because it completely gets rid of the downside. Unless you're less than 5 steps. When you draft a hallway from another hallway. I want to do this. I'm going to do... Because I'm like... Okay, interesting. We're going to check that out. No experiment. Okay, so that'll tell me what I've done in the past. Pause experiment, log into network. Still don't know the password. Okay, so this... What was this? Electronic mail can only be accessed from security terminals. I believe that is a security terminal because we had a note saying that there are terminals in the laboratory. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so here is the periodic table to cross-reference. Oh, and I had that wrong. It was Fluorine, not chloride. Chlorine. Test 205. Atmospheric pressure. Okay. Yeah, some of this stuff, like, I don't think many of these are. A lot of these just have, like, random jargon on them and random, like, diagrams. I don't think those are relevant. I think the only one that's relevant are the one. Well, maybe I shouldn't speak too soon, but, like, I don't think I'm going to need to know all these chemical laws or, like, the volume of a sphere up there or whatever. So probably just the ones I can click on are the ones I need to pay the most attention to. Let's at least figure out what the element 1 is. So it's 6 from the bottom over here. So plutonium 1. Did I read this one? I typically work over at Cinco Labs, but got sent over here for a month to assist more with the new turbine tests. I think I need some help. For the past 3 days, I've been unable to find the laboratory on the estate. That's got to be rough. Today was the first success on that front. Can anyone tell me if this is typical, and if so, how do you get any work done? Before I arrived, I was briefed on the way the doors work, but I must admit, I did not expect to be excluded from my new workstation for the first week. Any tips from fellow technicians would be appreciated. Kimberly Thompson. So I feel like, I mean, I can put numbers in here, but I can't, like, it's not like there's a elements or anything, at least that I can see from that screen, to use the whatever information I've gleaned from the periodic table. I also probably should, I guess I'll screenshot this, and then, so if I find something that tests this knowledge, I don't want to have to be wandering around through the past rooms, losing a bunch of steps to go check it. So, got it. All right. I don't know if that's in the spirit of things, but I'm doing it anyway. So let's keep moving. This one's also locked. All right, we gotta use my special key. You cannot see floor plans while drafting in this room. So if I'm correct, this is a red room, and even though I'm going to lose half my steps, I just set the rule that when I draft it, my steps get set to 40. So let's try that out. There we go. Happy with that. Doesn't seem like there's too much in here. Yeah, that I would like the boiler. Yeah, if you draft a red room. Cool. And it's in that note that was on the weight room, lose half your steps. It seems like that's only when you draft it. That's not like every time you enter it, which is nice. I was a little worried that it was going to be every time you enter it. I still want to get the boiler. Let's do this one. Let's see if we can trigger the boiler. Or the... Wait, was it the... I thought it was called the boiler, but maybe it's called the furnace? Storeroom's also pretty good. Pantry, I've only needed gems to enter the chapel. Didn't seem as useful. Let's do the furnace. I'm excited to see what's going on with the furnace. Oh, I totally forgot about the 40 steps thing. That's nice. I not forgot, but didn't trigger that this was also a red room. Okay, this doesn't seem like there's much to do in here, but oh, it does say from the boiler room. Also, I wonder if the pipes need to be lined up. That would be sad. Yeah, unfortunately, I guess the furnace does not count as the boiler room. Shoot, I should have done... I got baited. I should have done the storeroom that gave me a bunch of the consumables, but we're learning. We're learning as we go. Are either of these going to be locked? That one's locked, and I don't have a key. And shoot. All right, I'm regretting my choice immediately. Hopefully this door isn't going to be locked, because if this one is, we're in a pretty bad spot. Oh, good. Oh, here's the boiler room. Oh, but it has a gem requirement. So I wonder if I can... Is the gem requirement to draft it at all? Oh, but you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I bet... Unfortunately, I can't back out and check the blueprint map. But I bet the fact that these vents are like only attached to certain walls means that I can't... It doesn't just mean have the boiler room anywhere in the house. It does have to specifically be connected. So I'm going to click this, but I don't think it's going to work because I think it'll tell me I don't have the gems for it. Yep. So let's do dark room. At least it'll reset my... steps. Because the security room... It does also have these, like, vents. So if... Unfortunately, I bet if I had... I don't want to step in there and just waste a step. But I bet if I had the boiler connected there, if I had the gems for it... Once again, I should have noticed. I should have said, no, furnace. It wouldn't say furnace. It would say boiler. Because I wasted that unlocked door there. If I just used that for the storeroom, I would have had the... Well, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have gone back anyway. I don't know if there's anything in the dark here. Oh, this needs the red key card. Is this door unlocked? Oh. So I'm just guessing here. Yeah, all of my easy choices earlier where I was just like, yeah, that looks fine. It's starting to catch up with me. I have not been accumulating enough resources. Because ideally this would be the storeroom, because then I could go back to the weight room and use the key. But that would be very lucky. Let's see what I got. Archives. I do keep getting these red ones, so at least I'm not running out of steps. You will no longer... While drafting, you will no longer be able to see all 3 of your potential floor plans. So it's just a negative. That's a bummer. I don't know. Why is getting the archives a negative thing? That seems like that would be good. Marigold wins Herald Literary Honor. Popular children's writer Marion Marigold adds another feather to her scholastic cap when she discovered on Thursday that her picture book Swimbird had been chosen. She's no stranger to the public eye, even before her literary success. The niece and closest living relation of Baron H.S. Sinclair, Mary began using Marigold as a pen name to free her from the political associations one might make with the Sinclair family. Okay, so our family is has some negative connotations to it. Also, wondering why I inherited the mansion if he has a closest living relation. Swinburne, author, never considered herself success. She confided, "My son was the one that actually got me to start writing. I'd always challenged myself to never tell him the same story twice at bedtime, and so as we ran out of books we owned, my imagination had to take over from there." Marigold has elaborated in previous interviews that her debut book, Red Prince, is based on her son and his inflexible love of the color red, a statement that has been held with much skepticism by the many pundits that viewed the book as a rather thin-veiled political critique of the Royalist Party and unwavering blind loyalty to the throne. Are we in fantasy version of the UK where there's still a Loyalist Party or something? Something along those lines. It's interesting. Red Prince versus Blue Prince. So I'm immediately skeptical of the color red, given that we know it tends to be lies, and that in that context there was reason to doubt what she was saying anyway. Oh wait, I forgot. The apple gives you more steps, but like every time I get a red room it sets my steps to 40, so if I immediately pick a red room, that's I don't have the gems for that one, and I can't see what it is. I don't want the negative one, so and this one gives me coins, so let's do it. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. Okay. What do bananas do? 3 steps. So presumably these add up to 50, is I guess what that's telling me. So if each banana is 3 steps, that's 15. We could figure out what the apples are by eating the apple. And then we could figure out what oranges are by process of elimination. That's another one. I will screenshot that in case it's useful. Seems like the kind of thing that's a clue where later it'll quiz me on what an orange is worth without giving me an orange. Alright, I am... It points me the wrong direction, unfortunately. I do want that key. If I got the key, I could go back to the weight room. That's probably worth it. Even though it's pointing me in the wrong direction, I do have multiple locked doors I want to access, so let's do it. Anything else in here? Is it just a key? Oh, here we go. A journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. Pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. Got it. Okay. So I will grab that for next time I play. Seems pretty explicit there what it's telling me to do. Let's go back here That was locked with the red key card. Alright. Let's keep moving. Each day, a meal is served in the dining room after rank 8 has been reached. Okay, so I just need to go one step further to reach rank 8. Shoot, it's a shame I don't have the gems, because this would be nice. And it would be nice to understand how the vents work. And if they have to like be directly connected to the laboratory. I don't quite get that yet. And I'm too scared to pick this one. Let's do the dining room. Let's see if we can get to rank 8. Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, now unfortunately, are these both going to be locked? Shoot. Yeah, it said the further we get into the house, the more likely they are to be locked, and so I thought that was a possibility. What do we still have? We can go into the Nook. In the archives, we can eat the apple. We can go into the Nook, see if we can get another key. And then we have this hallway here. Those are our only doors left to try. So let's give that a shot. Oh, wait. This one was locked. We already checked this one. Yep. We want to go straight here. It'll cost me a coin to go through the chapel, and I'll probably have to do it twice, but we're running out of options here, and I don't fully know what the coins are needed for yet. Oh, perfect. I love to see that. Absolutely want that storeroom. The key looked gold, but it just went into the generic key slot, so I don't think that meant anything. I'm down to 27, but there's an apple in the archives for me to eat, so that'll be good. And we'll find out. Okay, so that was +2, so that must mean the oranges are pretty good, if we do think that 5 of each was 50, because then that would mean each orange is 5. Because 5 times 5 plus 5 times 2 plus 5 times 3 is 50. We want to go, yeah. We want to go back to the dining room. So if it quizzes me on how much an orange is, I will know. I don't know if that's going to be a puzzle or if that was just like a note for world building or what, but yeah, that arc. Oh wait, we are in the west wing. So maybe doors are more likely to be locked in the west. So we need to get. This will lead us to the center, which is good. I forgot about that note. Oh, that's a shame. Whenever you draft a bedroom game, I don't need steps right now. I need doors. So we're gonna have to blind guess this one. Oh, it's the observatory. That is a shame though, because it's not going the correct direction. What is this? 1 star for each time you've drafted observatory. I wonder if that means today or total. Okay, we do not seem to be on Earth. So we are not in fantasy UK. We are in imaginary country. It is funny that it's like 1993, but we're not on Earth. I don't know why. Obviously, like other fantasy stories take place in the Middle Ages and they're not on Earth, but specifically that it's like this fantasy version of 1993 is funny. The Fixed Stars. Stargazer's Companion to Constellations. This book contains a complete star base, a list of constellations, and the observed effects that accompany the appearance of each one. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible, sometimes more than one on a single day. This book, a solid base for astronomy, will help you easily identify these constellations and impress your friends and discover the joy of stargazing. North Star plus 1 gold. Okay, we have 1 star, so maybe we were able to get 1 gold. Twins, 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall. So this is why you, I guess, want to draft multiple observatories. That's pretty good. That seems like a good benefit. I mean, there must be other rooms that give you stars, because there's no shot you're drafting 8 different observatories. Apples are extra delicious today. Get a key. 5 gems. We haven't seen a green room yet. I wonder what that's about. Okay, cool. I guess +1 for each time you've drafted an observatory. So if I were to do another observatory, it would give me 3 total stars. And then if I draft another one, it would give me 6 total stars, if I have that right. So it's not you don't have to draft an observatory 20 times to get the maximum. It increases more than that. I don't know why I'm doing. So point it towards the... Do I have to wait for it to be... Oh, that's as far as it goes. Do I have to wait for it to be nighttime? Oh. Now the question is, will this exhaust my 1 star, or are those like benefits additive? Cool. Okay. Got it. So that didn't like exhaust the 1 star that I've already gotten. Cool. Okay. Is this one going to be locked? Nice. Glad it's not. Don't have the gems for these other ones, though. You may draw new floor plans while drafting this room. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's just like a re-roll on the floor plans for these specific doors. Aquarium is every color room. Okay, that's fun. So that would give me the steps if I had the gems for it. I guess that gems seem to only be useful in drafting better rooms. That was not a good one. Ooh, that was really not a good one, because the only benefit is that this door is unlocked, but that door leads nowhere. Okay. That's a shame. I think we are pretty much out of luck now. I don't think I have enough steps to get all the way down here. I mean, we can give it a shot. But we may have hit a dead end here, which, not surprised. First time playing the game, but just checking to make sure I'm taking the most efficient path. Yeah, we want to go. Okay, here we go. Utility closet. Breaker box. I don't know what that is. This would give me another room. Another shot of getting a key, but I really don't have the... I mean, unless it's a red room that would set my steps to 40 and give me a key, I don't really have a shot of getting back to the dining room to try that key. So do I want... I mean, here's the thing. This gives me no benefit except an extra spin on a room, and this is just another spin on a room, which may also have additional doors. So let's give it a shot. I think that makes the most sense. What did I get? Boudoir. Oh, unfortunately. Not pointed the right way. Got a safe for Christmas. Don't know if that's useful. Don't seem to have any information about that. All right, I may have come to the conclusion here. I don't think I have any other doors I can try. Wait. Okay, so the puzzle piece in the parlor, while I was scrolling through, I saw that puzzle piece. But that just must mean there's a puzzle in there, which I'd already solved. Don't think there's anything else in here. All right, I think that's probably the end of my first expedition here. Let me see if I can go find that red note at least with my last few remaining steps. That red note that was a lie. Oh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find it. 5 steps. I assume that, like, the rules of red notes being a lie, that seems like that would be consistent across runs, but I'm not 100% sure. Even on that. Was it in here? One more room left. Oh, but it's the bedroom, so I'll get more steps. Where was that? Maybe it's in the... Yeah, where did I see that? The courtyard, maybe? Maybe it was the lavatory. Yep. Oh, okay. There we go. Fading out. I think it might have been the lavatory. Got it. Okay. So that's that was my first run. Got decently far into the house, but I think like it's probably not hard to get super far in. It's just hard to have the keys to keep pushing forward beyond that point, and I did not have the keys. So Mount Holly Red Villa, I guess because I had so many red rooms. Total rooms, rank reached. Nice. Cool. I love that. That was right up my alley. Had a great time with that. I'm very excited to jump into run 2 and do things a little differently. Get some more keys next time, presumably. But that was awesome. I'll call it quits there for the video and appreciate you taking time to check it out. I'm going to keep posting these and let's see what the cutscene is. Pretty much the same. But yeah, I'm going to keep exploring blueprints, and I'm excited to see if I can get further next time. So if you enjoyed it, appreciate a subscribe. I'm trying to get the channel started up, and so Even more so than usual when people say this. Every subscription helps at this point. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you later.